What's up YouTube, Chris here with Model We Trust 360, and as promised in yesterday's video I was going to show you guys how to use a stealth service. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that today. Now as I stated in my last video, I do work for XBL.NiNJA. So you can find them at http://www.xbl.NiNJA. Every link that you'll need is going to be in the description, including to the website, so there's no really need to write that down as I say it. You can just click on it in the description and you can go to it from there. So first, what you need to do, you need to have a Keyvault. You can find these, off Keyvault sellers. I'm sure if you've been in modding for a while, you have those Keyvault sellers that you know and trust. If not, I'll leave the Skype username to my personal seller. He great deals, completely 100% unshared, so they last forever. I mean, you can literally host on these things for 3 months, and you'll be fine. That's usually about how long mine last. After that, you also need to go to XBL.NiNJA's website. We're going to go ahead and show you that here. http://obj.ninja/files.rar, and that's going to pull up this little dialog box, and you can download the files there. Again, that link will be in the description. I already have this downloaded, so I'm not going to. And we're going to minimize this, and as you can see, we have it here. So once you have this, usually they're going to be in zip files. Just go ahead and extract the Keyvault and everything like that, and also your files. So I'm going to go ahead and extract that as well. Now I always extract them to folders, kind of makes it more clean and easy to use. So for this tutorial, I will be using Xbox Neighborhood to transfer everything over. Of course, you can use a USB stick or FTP, whichever method you like to use. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this open here. Go ahead and click on JTAG, go inside my hard drive, and as you can see here, this is where all my stuff is, including my Keyvault, my CPU, the launch.ini for dash launch, also the Xbox Live Stealth XEX. Now we do offer the Xbox Live Stealth auto updating, so whenever you do this, every time the dashboard updates, you don't have to re-download these files. It'll automatically update on your console. So that's really good in terms of having to do this only once, and you'll be able to use the service continuously. Now before we get started kind of more in depth, I'm going to let you guys know there are other stealth services out there that you can use. Xbox Live Stealth Emulated, for example, is one, but as I said, I use this service. This is the service that I'll continue to use this service. So first, what you want to do, just go and open up the files folder, and you have instructions here. These xbdm.xex and xrpc.xex aren't really needed. These, I mean, they are needed, but if you've been modding for a while, then you probably already have these. XRPC is for your real-time editing tools, and XBDM is to allow connection between Neighborhood and your console. So if you are connected through Neighborhood right now, of course you have this on there. So if you don't have these plugins, I recommend you drag them onto your console and set those as plugins under dash launch, as well as this launch file. This is what directs dash launch to those plugins. So if you open this up, and we'll kind of maximize this real quick and show you, we're going to scroll down here, and as you can see in the plugins area, we have the Xbox Live Stealth, xbdm.xex, and xrpc.xex. Now if you don't drag this in here, it's not really going to work. There are a lot of other settings that are set to true and false. As you can see here, this is set to true. We have the port number, so this does need to be dragged over with everything else. So I'm just going to close that, and what you're going to do, you're holding Control, and you'll just select all of these. Now, since I have all of these already on my console, I'm not going to drag these over. As you can see, I have XBDM, XRPC, and XBL Stealth there, along with my launch. So all you need to do is pretty much copy all of these to the root of your hard drive. And this is essential. It has to be on the root of your hard drive for it to work. It can be in a folder, but you also have to drag the Keyvault and the CPU key.bin into that folder, and then redirect the plugins through dash launch. So it's really just a lot easier to just put it on the root of your hard drive and you're good to go. So once you have that onto the root of your hard drive, you're going to need to drag over your KV, and you also need to drag over the CPU key.bin. Now as you can see, this is actually a good example. This is the first time I've opened this. We've got CPU key.text and kv.bin. Now if it's a .text file, it's not going to be usable, so we need to go ahead and open up that folder that we have our Keyvault in, and then right click on this, click open, and then we go file, save as, and CPU key, and put .bin, select all files, and then save. That will save it as a .bin file, and our console can read it. So as you can see, it is here and it is a bin file. Now that is essential to select all files, because otherwise it'll just save it as CPU key.bin.txt, which is not what we need. So once you have these, just go ahead and click on these, select both of those, control clicking, and then drag this over into your neighborhood, or if you're using, you know, for example, a USB stick or something like that, just put it onto the root. Now if I can find a good place to copy and actually copy, we'll get that going. So as you can see, it says copy, and it's calculating the time to copy the files to the console. Now this is one reason that I don't really like using neighborhood. Sometimes I'll say could not transfer because of the connection. It's really buggy in terms of transferring files. So I mainly use FTP or a USB stick. That's really what I recommend. Neighborhood used to be really good, I guess you can say, but a lot of times it will kind of just not allow connection. As you can see here, it's gone unresponsive. So probably what I'm going to do is go ahead and pause this video, drag everything over onto a USB stick, put it on the console, and then I'll show you guys what to do from there. Alright guys, now that I have the kv.bin and CPU key.bin on the root of my hard drive, what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and sign into an account, and I'm going to show you guys what to do from this point forward. So of course I'm probably going to get a ban message because, you know, I do not have a Keyvault just yet, and we're going to go ahead and do that now and get this thing unbanned and get online. So just go ahead into your recent games and start up XEX menu 1.2. Now something to note, before I get on the console, I started up my virtual private network. I do have a tutorial on that. This just ensures that when I connect to Xbox Live, they don't have my actual IP address, so it really prevents them from banning all the consoles in my household and really kind of dialing into, you know, who I am and what I'm actually doing. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go to my USB stick, and we're going to copy over the kv.bin. Just click Y over that, go ahead and click copy, click X to go to your hard drive, Y, and then paste. Now I already have one on there, so it's going to say, do you want to overwrite it? Just click confirm, and then we're going to go back to our USB stick. We're going to go ahead and grab our CPU key.bin, copy that over, click X again to go to your hard drive, and paste that on there. Now what I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do now is set -launch plugins. Now this is just kind of reference, just in case you have the launch.ini, you want to add plugins and things like that. You can do so through -launch. Now I do have a video on this, so I'm not really going to get too in depth, but if you do need help on that more in depth, you can go view my last video and kind of see, you know, what that's all about. So if we go to our plugins here, as you can see, we do have Xbox Live Stealth set as a plugin, XBDM, which is what's needed for Neighborhood, RPC, and JRPC2. Now the reason I have RPC and JRPC2 is the tools that I've been using need those plugins to actually work. Most of the RTE tools are going to be XRPC or JRPC, and some of the newer tools now are JRPC2 because you're able to call natives from games, and we're not going to get too in depth with that. That kind of goes hand in hand with development, and you guys really don't need to know that. So just going to go ahead and go over here. Now if you make any changes, just go ahead and click X over the hard drive to save it, and then A to load it. That will save all your changes and load those changes onto your console. And to get to that screen, you click RB, and once you click RB again, just go ahead and click quit. Now once you click quit, you're going to go right back to the thing. What you need to do, you need to turn your console off and then back on, and if all goes well, you have a fresh Keyvault. It should say rebooting to finalize. So I'm just going to go ahead and reboot the console now. Alright, so it is booting up, as you can see. So again, if all goes well, it should say rebooting to finalize. It'll turn itself back on, off, and then back on, and we should be online. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And there it is. And now it's going through the boot process for the final time, and it should say XBL fully stealthed, and then show you your time, which is what you've purchased. So as I said, I do work for them, so I should have lifetime, so it shouldn't show a time, but for you all it will, just based on what you purchased on the website. There's a 1-day package, a 3-day package, as well as a week package. So now we see it is enabled, and then we just go ahead and click on Chris7S V5 or whatever account you have. Of course, this is just the account I'm going to use for this tutorial. And it says fully stealth. Now, if you updated your dashboard recently, like my last video, you will need a system update. This is completely safe. This is just the avatar update, which is going to allow you to download all the assets needed for your avatars. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it run through this process. And as soon as it's done with that, I'll show you guys that we are online and we can, in fact, connect to the Xbox Live Marketplace.
Found myself waking in the same clothes, shaking from my temple to my ankles. Sunny, but I need another raincoat. Waiting by a payphone, finally I coughed up some awful information that I thought of. Well, they think I've been messing with the wrong stuff. Nah, I've been messing.
Alright guys, now that you can see it's almost finished. Sorry it took a little longer than usual. Where I am using a virtual private network, the download speed is depleted, of course, because not only you're connecting to the server is then communicating with whatever you're communicating with, and then it sends that data back to you. So it does take a little longer. If you're using just your straight internet connection, of course it'll go pretty substantially quicker than it would when using a virtual private network. So once it's done downloading, it should go ahead and throw this weird screen, and then it should then reboot back to your dashboard, and you should have the avatar update on there, and you could now see your avatars. So you can see it is rebooting. And then as soon as it reboots, you should see your avatars, and they should actually be people, no longer anonymous figures sitting there on your console. So just go ahead and sign into whichever account you're going to be using. Again, it should say XBL.S fully stealth, which means that our Keyvault is unbanned. We are connected to the Xbox Live Stealth server, and we're ready to go online. Now it'll say I need a password. Usually whenever you do a dashboard update, it will ask you for a password. So just go ahead and enter that in for the account. If you don't remember it, just recreate an account. We do offer gold spoofing, so you don't really even need a gold membership. As soon as you create the account, you'll have gold membership, and you'll be able to go online. So just go ahead and type this in, wait for this to load, and it seems like it's wanting to take its sweet time today when I decide to record a video on it. I'm just going to go ahead and select remember password, that way I don't have to do this again in the future. And it says XOSC spoofed, and we are online, guys. So yeah, that it got really detailed in this video because a lot of people do have questions about this, so I figured I would go ahead and make a pretty lengthy and detailed video on how to get online and use our service. Again, this video, sorry it went a little long, but I wanted to make sure everyone knew exactly what they were doing when doing this, so they kind of cut down on the questions and everybody can just get online and start modding. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And before I head out, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that we are on the latest dashboard online. That's pretty pretty important. As you can see, 17150, which is the latest dashboard, and we are connected to the online service. We can do whatever we want. So guys, again, hope you enjoyed it. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.